Right, it's been a little while since we've been working on the Defender, doing any videos. Uploaded one the other day from about 4 months ago, so I thought it's time to actually get back to doing some work. We've done a few bits off camera in the meantime. However, today's a little bit different. We're doing things on the interior. We're into the season now where it's just permanently grey, the joys of the UK weather. We've got a bit of a dry spell today though, so we're working on the interior. We've got some really nice new seats to go in. Nothing particularly wrong with these ones, but they're also not great. They're 20 years old, don't really look fantastic. Great, I suppose, if you want something that's original, something easy to maintain. You can obviously get into the fuses really easily with these. However, just fancy something a little bit different, a bit more modern. So we'll be fitting those, as well as making this a bit nicer. So I've got a Chinese diesel heater fitted under here, just a copy of your Befire type thing. It is a 5 kilowatt, which is overkill, or it might be a 2, I can't remember. It's been ages since I bought it, but either way, it's currently fitted with bits of stud walling, which looks well, I mean, it's functional, but doesn't obviously look fantastic. So today, first job before we get into the seats is fitting a diesel heater locker from Mud UK, or Mud Stuff shall I say. So we'll be fitting this just to tidy things up a little bit. Diesel heater is already plumbed in, already sorted, so I don't have to worry about doing any of that. So it's just a case of getting this lovely bit of kit all fitted up. I've already depinned the diesel heater from underneath. I have got a set of jump leads that run through here though, so I need to disconnect those from the battery first, and then we'll pull the center panel out, the access for the gearbox. We'll pull all that out and then get cracking with making this look a bit nicer. Alright, so GoPros on my head, feel and look like a a muppet, and I'm just going to pull this out now. Oh, these are normally a little bit more difficult to take out. You should have, I should say, a few points of securing the actual access hatch down. Obviously, true Land Rover fashion, this one's only held on by the 2 screws at the front, one of which is probably just a wood screw anyway. So I'm going to try and better that somewhat when that goes back in. Because like I say, my diesel heater is actually just fitted straight to the car battery, or the main battery. It's a 110 amp hour battery, so a bit higher than it is normally. But either way, just because I don't like the idea of it being on all the time and draining the battery, I've fitted just a switch here. So just a really straightforward switch. Obviously fuse straight to the battery terminal, and that's just out here. And that's now fell off the bottom through there, obviously to that, which is what I will likely have to extend that slightly for the new routing. But either way, all sorted. Right, back on my head. The garden is gone now, so I don't feel like quite as much of an absolute weapon. So Anderson leads just on here, secured with a couple of 13s. So actually, I don't know if that'll be long enough. Just going to pull that off. I probably shouldn't leave the diesel heater sat on its exhaust and inlet, but whatever. Okay, don't have an extension. On with the spanner it is. Could go into the garage, but that's all the way to my left, and I'm feeling lazy today. So that's that off. Like I say, I'll route that somewhere differently. However, in its current form, worked quite nicely just there. It's definitely going to be needed though, given the fact that I'm not going to be able to get into the battery box anywhere near as easily going forwards. So underneath then, you can see here, like I was talking about, intake, your fuel inlet, and your exhaust ports for the diesel heater itself. These 4 nuts holding it down. These screws are what's holding my cubby box. Well, I say my cubby box, my really high-tech 2x4 stands or razors or whatever for the cubby box on. So pull that off, and it should give me then the access panel and the diesel heater together. So really welcome me today. It's quite a long wood screw I've used here. Clearly I was expecting this to last longer. world's smallest screwdriver. I think this was actually at some point my mum's, and I think it's made it with me all the way from moving out. Anyway, I'm bored of that. I'm gonna go get my impact. Right, I'm back with an impact. Decided life's way too short. Wrong size bit, but there we are. Alright, so as I was saying, I should now just have a diesel heater. So not all that scary. Basically what I have to do now is pull this out. Oh, look at that. We're not perfect, but we're also not a million miles away. Alright, yeah, this is hot. This is probably overkill, and I'm probably going to regret doing this, but there we are. Why not a hole saw? Another hole. So that's all mounted up. What I have noticed is though, because I'm assuming this is because it's a 5 kilowatt heater, it's slightly taller than the box, so I'm going to have to see if I can do a bit of a jiggery pokery to get that in the box there. But I'll cross that bridge when I get to it. Now, just want to try and get this aligned so I can get the holes drilled for the base plate to get this secured to the access hatch. So realistically, I don't want to go in all the way forwards because I want to be able to access those holes there. So I'm thinking we're going to be somewhere about there. Punch a centre punch auto. That's probably older than I am to not really give me a centre on there, but also give me a chance to try and drill that hole somewhat sensibly. Don't think it's going to happen though. Can but try. Right, take this off. Stay there for now. And this can come back out, and hopefully now I should have 4 sensor holes ish for me to centre punches for me to drill. A little bit more obvious. Oh, well, we don't need exact, just smaller than that washer. If that's what we're working with, so I might get away with that bit as well. Drill bits, we'll go with a 7. I don't want my threads getting caught up, and I don't want it too big as well. I'm assuming, given the fact that's a bigger hole there, they seem way too long, don't they? Oh well. Stop with chatting absolute shite and just get it stuck on. So that sort of square doesn't matter too much, stuck on that. So that's the area. I'm going to have to smudge up slightly with the probably tiger seal, to be fair, knowing me. I could use a gasket maker or something similar as well, I assume. However, tiger seal is already on my gun, so I'm going to go on a limb and say that I'm probably going to use that because I'm far too lazy and incredibly all too predictable. GoPro is 100% going to die before I finish this, so we'll go to the backup on the phone because it's really not worth it. So I didn't do an awful lot of recording for the last bit just because it was a bit boring, to be honest with you. And it wasn't worth trying to record everything. After a bit of mucking around, managed to get it all fitted in. You can see it's a bit loose from the plate at the bottom, so I'll try and tighten that up a bit from underneath. But how much better does that look than the well, the planks of wood from before. Right then, so seats out time. Nice and straightforward. 410 mils, and according to this, a bucket load of washers as well. Not sure that's factory, but we'll go with it. Move that forwards. That's not a 10 mil. What is that? That's a 13. Dog. Mad thing. Sorry, my GoPro's fallen off my really expensive head mount, which is some rubber and some fabric. It's come all the way back from Gran Canaria of all places. That's significantly larger than the other one. I think looking at it, it's because it's got a random bit of box section underneath it, clearly to try and raise the seats up a bit to give them more leg room, which don't blame them. However, I doubt that's going back in. So there's one standard seat, I say standard, one seat out. You can see it's just a bit crap. So in doing this side, I've just figured out that the rails move far enough back that I can actually see what I'm doing. So there's that. If you buy these seats from BB Seats, I think these are the BB6, the rail moves both directions. There you go. Alright, so that's the passenger side on, and I'm going to say talk to spec as FT. I'm assuming now then fit this on through sheer ignorance is what I'm going for. I'm sure there's probably a better way of doing that, but there we are. Cool. That's the seat runners on. Now I just need to fit the defender mounts to the runners. Alright, so this now should fit. I do take care of my things, I promise. Not going to record me doing the passenger side, just going to use the magic of the internet, because you don't need to see that twice. And I've got some other bits to do first for the battery before I can do that. So anyway, I'll be back once that's all done, to show the finished product, I guess. Right, so it's actually been a little while since I recorded those last clips in true me fashion. Started a job, got halfway through, kind of give up. But we've got a new camera now for our recording. We've got the microphones back on as well. Just wanted to do a bit of an outro for that one because I wasn't overly pleased with, well, a few things actually, in true me fashion, like I say. However, I'm hugely happy with the way that these seats have come out. I think this is a huge improvement over the stock seats. Some people may argue the other way. However, it's infinitely more comfortable, and I personally feel like it looks better as well. Now, one of the things that I've had issues with, obviously when I was installing the seats, sorry, not the seats, the heater locker, I did sort of mention that the heater locker was really designed for the 2 kilowatt style heaters, and sometimes the 5 kilowatts have issues, and I've had the issue that it just doesn't quite fit. So what effectively has happened is, because it's a bit too tall, the actual top is sitting on top of the heater there. I've taken the casing off just to see that was going to be enough, but I don't really want to run it without the plastic casing. Yes, it's not a huge amount of insulation, but every bit helps. So I've actually ordered a 2 kilowatt one, which should be here soon. And what I'll do in the next video is do an installation on the underside, showing what I've done to get the diesel heater fitted, and that can be its own thing as well. A few other changes as well in the interior. I've actually started designing some of my own 3D printed parts for these. There's already loads out there. They're quite easy to make, quite easy to work on. A bit of a different one here at the minute is the carbon surround, and obviously the ashtray replacement up here. I've got another one of those on the printer as it stands. So hopefully that'll be done very soon. But yeah, just wanted to do a bit of a different outro. Bit of an update as well. Turn that off now, actually, it's not that. So yeah. That's that for now. Gonna get this one edited, uploaded, and the plan is then to get into the back of the van again and get that looking much nicer, because as it stands it's currently bare and empty. But anyway, enough of me yapping. Thanks for watching if you made it this far. If not, I understand. Cheers.